All right, so it's been a few days, and frankly, I'm kind of lost. I don't even know. I'm out of the flow of everything. Last I was telling you guys, I was preparing for a move. I'm mid-move and all this stuff. So for context, I'm gonna turn this on really quick. I'm in a new spot, but I gotta unpack everything. So, I don't even have my chair the right height. This isn't even my actual chair. So everything's just all weird. But hopefully the acoustics aren't too bad in here. Hopefully I don't bounce off the wall. Maybe I'll need to put some pads up. Anyway, I believe they launched another Fierce Battle, though, right? They did. Okay, cool. So this was the one that was the problem child the other day, right? This was the one where you were able to reclaim rewards or whatever. I did see lastly on that they were actually going to start alleviating those restrictions. So if you were restricted, I did see some comments from people that, were restricted for just accidental reasons. They just claimed the rewards thinking I was normal. And I can understand that, right? But if you were restricted, let me know how that all went for you. Did they lift it in time? Did you miss out on anything? Let me know how the experience was. I saw a comment that I thought was interesting. It was, everyone complains there's nothing to do in this game, but they can't log in for a day and everyone's mad. I was like, damn, that's ironic. I was like, it actually got a laugh out of me. It did. Hopefully in my new spot, and this shouldn't impact this in any way. Hopefully in my new spot, though, it doesn't break. So I'm going to be on high alert watching it just to make sure it doesn't break. By the way, if you're wondering about this team, I just threw characters together with good coverage. Got Shot, I needed a Slash character, actually. Got Blunt, an Element. So some decent coverage. That's the only thing I was really trying to accomplish here. Let's get this video to a like goal of 200 likes. Hopefully we can hit that. But if you didn't see it, I did a video for the 7 Deadly Sins Origin game. So that is a interesting looking game. It's still out in beta. Dude, I've never seen Kikuru run between waves. Maybe I just never paid attention to it. She looks even more silly with those big ass gauntlets when she's running between the waves. Watch her next time. Her arms are running backwards like she's trying to do Naruto running or something. It just doesn't work. Anyway, fun game for sure. So check out that video if you happen to miss it. We did some massive summons and got some fun results. If you're not familiar with the series, though, you should check it out. All right. And I say that because when that game comes out next year, I will potentially be covering it pretty heavily. So just keep that in mind. Similarly to how I cover this. This is not even the only thing I cover on my channel now. You guys may or may not care about the raid stuff, but it's a fun game I play a ton of, and there will be more videos for it. It's funny because every time I upload it, I lose a dozen subscribers. And I'm like, well, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is, man. I can't do anything about it. And that's a conscious decision, just a little bit of a peek behind the curtain because we're just on auto anyway. Conscious decision I made as I've made this channel. A lot of times people will just stick to one thing forever indefinitely. And if you see my history, I started with Dokkan. Well, technically started with Xenoverse, then switched to Dokkan, then switched to other things in between. I did some Arkham Knight, stuff like that. Freaking Kikuru. And then I moved to Legends, moved to solo leveling, moved to Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just that, and I'm on Kaiju now. It's just that I am very willing to, if I'm not enjoying something, I'll just move on. I initially that was kind of a thing where I was trying to just keep doing something like Legends, for example. I probably played it for a year longer than I should have. Even though I was able to find enjoyment in playing it, I wasn't enjoying the game as a whole. It was fun playing. That was pretty genuine in my videos if you watch those. But yeah, I played it a little bit longer than I should have because I was ready to move on, even though I was able to find enjoyment for the 20 minutes or whatever I was recording a video. And right now, similarly to Kaiju, the good thing about Kaiju is that it's not stressful. Legends can be stressful when you have to worry about PvP and stuff, but this game doesn't have that, so it's not stressful, right? And sometimes I move on from games just because they don't really get great reception on the channel, right? It's not always because I don't enjoy something. I still enjoy solo leveling. It just stopped getting great reception. And so I moved on. But I'm very willing to just, pivot. And when you do that, though, you can segment your audience. So I've got a crap ton of subscribers, but a lot of them don't care about a lot of the things I do. The good thing is I've got thousands and thousands of videos on my channel, so it's still you know, there's always something for anybody, like if they want to see something, but you do have a good segmentation going on. So back to the raid thing. When people subscribe for like solo leveling, don't care about Jujutsu Kaisen or Kaiju number 8 or whatever. They're like, oh, this is the last time this guy uploaded a solo leveling video, which is ironically just a couple weeks ago. But he doesn't really do it anymore, so what's the point? So, and then also raid is raid, so it definitely doesn't help when it's raid. Again, because it has such a nasty reputation, even though it's actually a really good game. It's got such a nasty reputation. Oh man, a little bit of a peek behind the curtain on that. I've had sponsorships where they've literally told me not to put raid in the title. That's how you know it's bad, bro. And the crazy thing is that game's got 1 million daily active players. Over 1 million active daily players on that game. And it's doing really well revenue-wise. It's like 7 years in or whatever, 6 years in. Like, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. They've always got big ticket collaborations like Monster Hunter. They just finished the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one. So give it a shot if you want to. Check out the videos if you want to. But it's funny just because it has such a nasty reputation from the aggressive promotion. You gotta realize like how much money they put into promoting that game. That was obviously something that was worthwhile because they're making bank off those conversions afterwards, right? So just kind of crazy to think about because they put a lot, and I mean millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars into promo. Just from YouTubers, just millions of dollars in just simply YouTubers. What the hell is this guy doing on like stage 5? What the hell? So I've only ever fought this guy once. That video got corrupted like I was explaining last time. I did it with Tay and stuff. Is this the new OST? It's pretty nice. Anyway, let's maybe pay attention. So we do have actually, we don't have a slash character. So we don't, this is where that coverage may come in play. We'll see. We'll see if it matters or not. I still don't know this guy's full mechanics. I know he does the form changes and stuff, and then he becomes, what, invincible? Like, I know you can't break him, but he just doesn't take any damage, right? Yeah, see, in this mode, he's invincible. So it makes it irrelevant, and the stupid AI doesn't realize he's invincible for that first attack. Yeah, I think this is a new track. I don't remember this track. I like it. Quick reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Enter a state that blocks one attack. Yeah, so, oh, that's what it is. It's like quite literally just for one attack. But if that's the case, why use SP, though? Oh, the extra attack can pop that, though, huh? Oh, that's pretty great. Was that the extra attack just now? Yeah, because Bak was at the very end. It was, huh? That's pretty great, actually. Oh, my God. I knew she was great in these new modes, but, like, that's actually a cheat code. And what, if you hit him a few times, he does a form change? No. I don't know. I've got to figure it out. If you want to explain the boss to me, let me know. I genuinely haven't had time to play for like since this weekend. Because we've been so busy. Invincible? Okay. He looks sick, though. That's probably my favorite design in the game for a kaiju. Oh, I want to see, I don't know if they put like lore in, but I wonder if that's like made by the original author. That's oftentimes what they do with these games. But that's like stage 5, bro. What the hell is he doing on stage 5? What the frick is 15 if he's all the way over here? It's probably still going to be him again on 15. That's crazy. And now we start double waves. Okay, that's cute. Oh, the reason he's on 5 is to make it to where, like, if you're a new player, maybe you give you a bit of trouble. That's why he's on 5. I'm familiar with that. Okay. I see your game. I see what you're trying to do. I'll put Iso. No, I don't want him to be the one that gets the follows. I'd make Sagan go there and be the one that gets the follows. She's also covering my element. We have Blunt. We have everything. Between these two characters, we have everything we need. So from here, I can just swap and then start filling in the other team and go from there. I will, for once, use Hoshi. I don't use him at all. Like, I genuinely haven't used him in weeks. Nah, whatever. I'll keep him up. Genuinely haven't used him in weeks. So we've got 3 of the 4 covered there. We do need a slash. Hoshi just screaming at me. But I'm going to put Narumi here. He can cover that. And for the last slot, we will put a supporter. I'll put Hoshina on the other team. No, I'll put him there. That's fine. Kind of want to swap these two. Just because Reno's got that adjacent hit, so I'd prefer for him to get that. And Hoshina just to cover that blunt, give a little bit of survivability, but also just a smidge of support. So that's why he's there. Chester is going to be on this team. Chester, Sagan, Narumi. We've got everything. So the last character choice is irrelevant almost. Let's do the new Ashuro. I didn't even see her because the wire was covering her. She's the choice. Okay. So we got everything. The only thing that could ruin this is if they call for a specific element. But if it's just general elements, we've got it covered. Yeah, that extra blast attack is really nice. Also, Ashuro riding Bako is my favorite. Is my favorite animation there. Like it genuinely is. Kikaru's is good. What's your favorite? Let me know. But like those are such a minor thing. Yeah, I feel like I echo in this room. I may have to put some stuff up. Pretty sure I'm echoing. Those are like a minor thing, like that you don't really pay a lot of attention to. 10,000 damage. Okay. Well, all right, we're good. Good stuff, Narumi. And on to wave 2 or team 2, wave 1. So now I think there were what, 1 team 3 waves for the first 5 fights until you get to, or first 4 fights. Then you just do the boss one, right? So Isao should do a normal attack. There it is. If you don't have that 4th dupe in Isao, 4th dupe? 3rd dupe. 4th dupe. One of the 2. No, it's not the 3rd. It's the 2nd or 4th. No, it's not the 2nd. I know it is. It's the 4th. Because the 2nd is the revive. If you don't have that 4th dupe, he doesn't start with the shield up, so he would start with using the other skill on turn 1. But since I have it, he doesn't do it. I wish this game, and this is something Raid has, by the way, I wish this game had like a tactics to where, like on Raid, it's kind of crazy actually. That's probably the most advanced version of that I've seen, because you could set their tactics every single turn, like individually. It's not like Dragon Quest where it's like, oh, you just set like a general type, you know, do whatever you want, or I'm blanking on all the terms specifically now. But yeah, in that game you could do it on a turn basis. You're going to use this skill turn 1, the other character's use this. That's going to have great synergy. And turn 2, they're both going to have these skills chained up, and then the other character will do this. Like, you can do all that. It would be nice if this game had a system like that. It's not as in-depth on the combat as Raid is, though, because it doesn't have as many skills. It's really only 2, and then the ultimate, which is going to throw whenever. But maybe there's a turn or a situation where you want a normal attack. As I say it out loud, the only reason that would really be a case, generally, is for SP reasons. So, that's just, again, like I said, it's a good game. It just doesn't have that level of depth in this game. Not to take anything away from it, though. I love the series. And I mean, that's like the primary reason why people play these games. That's also why Raid is doing like a bajillion collabs, because they're an original IP and they got to have all the collabs, right? To make people from other, fandoms come in. By the way, I don't want to jinx it, but we've had a pretty smooth run so far, which is pretty nice, actually. And now it's going to break. All because I said something. I couldn't resist it. I noticed it, and I had no choice. I just absolutely had no choice. Actually, it's still going. Nice. Nice. Come on. There we go. Oh, this music is good, too. Man, I really like this Ashura, man. She's really good. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't done my new tier list yet. I have to do it. I mean, if you were paying attention to her showcase videos, I already told you what tier she is. But I want to test a little bit more against the hardest stage, which is now probably that type A kaiju thing that we saw in stage 5. Not that stage 5 specifically, but like one of the harder, you know, maybe it's this. Maybe on stage 15 he's there and it's this. We'll see. But I do need to do that. So I want to test it. So this will be a couple days away. This is still the part where I don't really have to lock in. I don't. It's still just that early part where I don't have to lock in. These dudes are more than capable. By the way, if you were struggling with any stages, I've been trying to make it a point to say this, because I always hear people say they struggle with this, they can't beat that. Oh, I swear you can't beat it with these characters, and I always prove them wrong in my videos. But I think what it is that as we go, people are not using the ability to act. Oh, it actually broke. Wow. I called it too. We went like 17 minutes, dude. That's like a new record since that started a couple weeks ago. It's funny because I used to have the problem with the Elgato, and now this is back. Like, so like I had a nice stretch of like a month with no problems. Now this. But yeah, people are not using the ability to actually play the game, and I've been trying to make it a point to say that, because and that could be the case, is that they are, and they're just not good enough. Like at some point, there is a strategic element. You may not think so, but there is a strategic element. Even for me, that's got every option. I don't really have like crazy, like I don't compare to the Japanese players in terms of limit breaks. I mean, I have no dupes on my Narumi. I have one dupe on like my Sagan. I don't really pull for dupes. I don't have any dupes on my Ashura. I don't compare to them. I always see every day them with like full 5. I have one dupe in Chester, no dupes in Chester, right? Like I don't pull for dupes. The only characters that really have dupes are the old characters, and that's because they're always popping up. I did pull for dupes one time. It was for Sagan and Hoshina. That was a crazy video too. But like the old characters, the launch characters, they're the 4 stars. They're a little bit different. Anyway, I always prove them wrong, and it's like a little bit. On some point, it's like, you know, like I was saying, there is strategy even for somebody that has all the characters. You can't just, like I'm doing it now, but like you can't always just come in and blow up everything on auto. It just kind of depends on a lot of factors. How invested in are your characters? Not even dupe wise, but do they have the right unipart set on? If they do, is it a 5-star set effect? And if it is a 5-star set effect, can you min-max there and put on the right actual individual piece effects? Because again, I do recommend doing the 5-star first. What about your skill levels? If your character's skills are like level 2, you know, a big one I think people may miss is what's the weapon level, right? You need to push your characters and weapons. Your characters need to be 100. Your weapons need to be at least 90. Ideally 100 as well. Like for like the tippy top hard content. And then, you know, like I said, you don't necessarily need anything. There's not an individual character in this game. I hear a lot that I don't have Sagan from people. And I hear a lot that I don't have Reno from people. And that's because they just didn't play the first few weeks of the game when those characters released, and they were gone by the time Steam rolled around. So if you started with Steam, you're one of these people, especially for Sagan, because she's not available right now. But maybe you pulled Reno. Anyway, and I showed yesterday, or not yesterday, but a few days ago, that you could take, and you could even do it better than I did, because I didn't even consider using the unipart set on Kota that increases his ult charge, like Ant or whatever. That's even better. Like put Ant on, put speed on his boots, put ultimate charge on his armor unipart set. If you need to, run a Kari Minase, charge him with her combat skill as much as you can so he can get that off and he can clear the content that's weak to ice characters. I did it, right? It's a little bit slow, it's a little bit clunky, but he can do it, right? So there's not anything, if the 4-star characters can make up for the lack of a fire or ice character, then there's not a single thing in the game that you need. There's not a single thing. Like, some people will say you need Hoshina for this or that. You don't. Frankly, like I said, I haven't used Hoshina in 2 weeks. Maybe longer. You don't need anything. But at some point, like I was saying, if you're stuck, you're struggling, and you meet all those criteria, you've leveled everything, you've done all the things I mentioned, then maybe it's the team composition. That's a part of strategy, right? Are you getting the right characters to get follow-ups during your gameplay? Are you breaking at the right time with the right character to trigger the right follow-up on a character? Like, for example, Kota getting the follow-ups would be nice if you're using him so he can get to his ultimate faster, right? Speaking of an ice ultimate. Like, there again, for the 5th time, playing the game is important if you happen to get stuck. If you're not able to clear on auto, then that's your fix, right? But I hear all these things, right? So, don't know exactly how we went off on that tangent, but this is me with 20 minutes into this. And there's not really much else here, so. And I would cut this, but last time I cut it, people were saying they wanted like an individual explainer for some stages, and I'm like, the video would have been an hour, because it was a long expansion. It would have been an hour plus if I did that. But to be honest, it just comes down to the things I was saying. Like, you can use whatever character you want. It just comes down to the same things I was saying. The tricky thing is going out of your way to build some of these other characters that you haven't built. That's the tricky thing. But I'll let this keep running because we're already more than halfway done. In the meantime, I've got solo leveling on my other phone. Just doing my dailies. I like the nighttime stages. The nighttime stages are sick. The nighttime stages are sick. We don't see them enough, man. The nighttime ones are really cool. Oosh. Now, don't confuse what I was saying. Don't hear what I'm not saying. It is absolutely nice. It is absolutely nice to have the tippy-top new characters that are going to, no matter what, perform well in whatever latest content that is. Even though I say you don't need anything, those are two very different things. It does help, right? And it does make your job easier. So don't hear what I'm not saying on that. Like, don't interpret it some other way. Because, like, it is nice, obviously, having everything. So that can't go understated. Or even, not even having everything, but just having mostly, like, the newest characters, right? Like, I mean, look at Ashiro. She just blew this whole wave up. Like, seriously, she's ending the fight as soon as the wave starts. Quite literally. Oh, she didn't finish it. Maybe she will here. She just did 3 attacks at the very start of this turn. Oh, no, oh, she didn't do it. She didn't do it. They actually were able to tank a little better than I thought they would. And break, follow-up should end here. Oh, well, Sagan's weak sauce hit. Yeah. Sagan ain't doing it. Oh, no. Narumi got competitive, man. Narumi got real competitive right there. He heard me saying Ashiro was about to win, and he was like, hold up. Yeah, I really do like these nighttime stages, especially at the beginning. They look sick. Good break. Even a weak sauce character like him, it's nice to get those follow-ups so he can get to his ultimate faster, because his ult would give attack and other things to Reno speed. Like, that stuff's still nice. So, killed the character right at the start of their season through. Oh, there's another character. So good. this another break? No, not even close. Oh, it also increases Reno's gauge. I always forget that. I always forget that Hoshina does the gauge fill on his ult, and on his combat skill, if you use it at low SP, he always gives the crit rate. I always forget, or crit damage. I always forget those two things, especially the crit damage. It's kind of annoying because I use them a good bit in my showcases, which means that a lot of times I'm leaving a little bit of damage on the table. Nothing substantial, but it'd be nice. Actually, no, that's a pretty decent chunk, because it's like, what, 30%? That's a decent chunk of damage, to be fair. Like, that's not bad. Here comes the weak sauce of all weak sauce. Bro didn't even break 10K, damn. He didn't even break 10,000. Reno, another break. Oh, he wins, okay. Oh, Isao, I love you, man. I love Isao. Where are we at? Stage 9? We're now on stage 10. Huh? Okay. So now it's starting to trick in where they want me to start using fire and ice. This is where Tay and Koto would be useful. So if you have them, this is where you would start plugging them in. I'm not going to do that for today's video because I, frankly, am pressed for time. But they could do it because I would have to... I wouldn't have to play. Not on stage 10. But it'd be helpful. And the reason I don't have to play on stage 10 is because my characters are just going to destroy this no matter what. Regardless of getting a break. Like, I don't think we even get the breaks. Maybe Reno will, but Sagan won't. Because Sagan is also a protector, so she's going to be using her other skill a lot. She needs to basically exclusively be using the normal attack to be an active breaker here. So, like, so for the record with that, you need to at least turn off auto for a moment with Sagan a lot of the time, which I'm thinking about. It's true. She has a bunch of plates. It's almost like they're asking you to use Tay and Sagan together. That dude's got a bunch of plates. He had like 4 fire plates. By the way, if Kota, if the ice one is like that too, then good luck with Kota. You can still do it, but it'd be tricky to clear it with the 3 turns unless you do all the things I mentioned earlier. You got to get the right follow-ups. You've got to put the ant set on him. You've got to put speed. You got to put unit part, ult charge on there. You got to use Akari Minase. Like you gotta go all in. And it's all because he doesn't have ice on the combat skill. That would alleviate that so much. That's why Tay is not a problem. Like it would be fine. I love how they're able to run and keep up with Bako. It would have been nice if they got the breaks. Baby Mario! It would have been nice if they got the breaks, though. They would have won much faster than this. You know what the real thing is? It's not trying to, like, make up for your lack of the characters, the first couple characters that came out of the game, and make up for that lack by using the 4 stars, that, like we've been talking about all video. The real hack is using them together. I was just thinking, wait a minute, if I use Tay with Sagan, hello, we're cooking. That's the real hack right there. I haven't done that in a long time. Like when I first built Tay, that was one of the very first things I did. 3 ice plates. That's not great. And yeah, per usual, the new Narumi also, he is actually going up my tier list for the record. He was S, like single S, I believe. And I said you could make the argument for him in SS. And one of the main reasons I held him back was because of the fact he wasn't a blast attacker. But if they're going to have like 10 plates on these characters, you kind of just gotta put him up. Like he's just, it's too strong utility. The only problem with it is that it will no matter what break the, as far as I can tell, break the 3 leftmost plates. So if that's like 2 blunts and a physical, it's not going to touch the ice, you know? Or like right now, it wouldn't touch the ice if we procced it right now. In fact, you'll see it because we'll go right here. After this attack, I think we get 5, right? And that's going to take nothing off. Isao's going to go. Or he goes. Okay, see, I just pulled off that, and then now Reno, of course, is able to go. But that's also because Reno launched a few different ice attacks in that same span. So, but regardless, though, I mean, the ability to do that is still extremely powerful. If I was on manual, I could have maybe offset that by using Isao more myself. And I think that means that Isao needs like speed boots too. Or all your blunt attackers need speed boots. Another thing you could do is you could go double. Like similarly, like you know how I was talking about that with Tay and Sagan. You could also go blunt if you have the new Narumi to help offset that too. You can go blunt. You don't even need an ice character. You can go Kaiju number 8, for example, or whoever. KG, Narumi, whatever. Doesn't matter. 2 blunt characters, the new Narumi, and really that's all you need, to be honest. Because what'll happen is you just make sure you prioritize using the blunt attack, and then he'll eventually rip off those ice plates. And there was only 3, right? And so that means that he should be able to do it in one go. So you'd be pretty good. At that point, I would just use a supporter character to bring more damage out of Narumi because he is your primary DPS in that setup, which he can do if you use his DPS build, which is the fungal and stuff. Another thing I've been meaning to showcase, just never really got around to it, was that. Because if you remember initially, I was showcasing him with the other build where he's more like speed focused, getting the ultimate ASAP, etc. I do still like that build. It's just that he has fungal on because, for one, I was going to show that video. With his own weapon as opposed to switching for this Narumi's weapon. Like that was the stuff we were talking about at the time. But I haven't done the video 1, and 2, it's such a pain in the butt, bro, to switch the uniparts. Like if I was able to just constantly switch at my own whim, it wouldn't be a problem. But if I take that off, I'm gonna have to start from scratch because I've already pulled the other one off. So I'm kind of locked in unless I want to do that, which is annoying. But regardless of which Narumi, though, the ability to have shot and slash is just really valuable. Like having any dual element or dual type is valuable, but shot slash specifically is extremely valuable. Extremely valuable. I also thought, to be fair, like blunt shot from KG is really interesting. Really interesting that he has that, the 4-star KG, the dude in the armor set, the vice captain, right? Kind of interesting that he does that, to be fair. But regardless, though, the shot slash has been proven to be so good. This Narumi is the best breaker in the game. Or most consistent breaker in the game. He does need help with the elements, right? But doing those two, popping those two with popping the physical plates and having a blast attack is just a lot of value. It's a lot of value. Ashura should pop off here. Especially post Chester ult, post Sagan ult. Ashura should be really strong here. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, and she's got her ult too? Yeah, she's gonna cook. And then the Bako hit. Oh, she finished it off. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, man, she got a bunch of buffs. Quick reminder, if you've made it to, what is it, 30 minutes? 35, by the way. and you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up. It does help tremendously. If you see a hype as well, please hype the video as well. Share the video with your friends if they happen to be struggling with this. Anybody that you know of by chance. Appreciate you. You clearly like the content if you watch 35 minutes of it, so I thought that was an appropriate time to plug it again. And a plug again, speaking of plugging again, well, if you've also watched 35 minutes, you probably like me a little bit, I'd imagine. If you like me a little bit, maybe check out Raid as well. You don't have to play the game, although if you do play the game, that helps me as well. But maybe check out the video, see if you like it. Because I know everybody knows about it, but I know that like not 100, let's say 100% of people know about it. That's not the case, but let's say hypothetically, 100% of people know about it, but like 5% of them have actually tried it. So you probably don't really know about it. And if the stuff I was saying earlier sounded interesting, like if you really enjoy like PvE-based content, it does have some PvP, but it's not a prerequisite to play it, then check out the videos. I'm still here. I'm 37 minutes is kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to go for 37 minutes. It would be different if I was streaming. Like, you know, if I was streaming, then I could bounce off you guys and stuff like that. It's just kind of hard to go solo and not say the same thing a dozen times. Oh man, you know what I should have done? I was just gonna say, you know what, I'll cut this and then be back on 15, but this is the more important. I should have cut like 2 through 6 or something stupid like that. Maybe 1 through 4 and just did from 5 up is what I should have. But I didn't think about it, so it is what it is. But we're approaching this. We're on the last 1/3 of this, so overall though, you know, it's cool. I think that this update was a good update. Like I did in the roadmap video, or like I said in the roadmap video, excuse me. I think that they're really trying to add more stuff more consistently. Now, at this point, it's still just the same format, and it'll always continue with the same format because that's just how gacha games are. But I want to see, like, down the road, what other things they can add into this, like other ways they can spice it up, new content that's actually new content, not just refreshed or whatever, expanded content. But I want to see new stuff, right? We know they've got like Expedition coming up again with more stages, but that's not going to really entice a lot of people. I enjoy the mode, but it's not, you know. But what they've been mostly doing is they've been running these, and these are just refreshed content. That's all this is. They just refresh it. Like, quite okay, this is new, but they refreshed the other one last week. So like, that's all that really is. So, like, Large Conquest was cool. Like, more stuff like Large Conquest, where it's like, oh, this is a literal new experience. It's not the craziest, because the core gameplay is still the core gameplay. But it's different. You know, you're fighting all those enemies, more spawn in instantly, all that stuff. Like, it's interesting. And it clearly incentivizes building and using certain characters like Rinshin and Ome. But more stuff like of that idea, right? If you're looking for something that's completely different gameplay wise, you know, that like Expedition is like such a different style of gameplay than this. I would not bet on that happening here, because that's just not the norm. That's what makes Expedition so weird. Like it's like a mini game. A lot of games have mini games. But it's one that you constantly can interact with. I don't know, it's a little different. But if you're expecting to see some actual content that's like different style of functionality, I wouldn't. That's not gonna. Like, they're still gonna have the same core gameplay, but what would change is how they dress it up and the reward structure. Those types of things would be the difference. And it's not like that's rocket science either. That's pretty standard for gaming in general. Like I threw a couple shots at the fact that it's a gacha, but that's not all that different for just gaming in general. That's pretty standard. Have a good time. I could farm a lot of stuff on the side. This is normally what I'd be doing, but since, like I said, since we're on a video, I haven't really been so much on my phone. But I should be. Because I have stuff I need to farm. And it's just auto. Like, I'm not actually manually playing it. Just like this. Because all of our games nowadays are just put that mission on auto. Put it on auto. You know how to actually play it. It's like, you're just watching beautiful animation. You don't gotta watch it. Somebody's been asking me, like, when are they gonna remove the ability to, like, or skip these animations? Excuse me. Somebody's been asking me that because it is pretty long, especially when you do stuff like this. And like this has been 40 minutes, and like 30 minutes of it has purely been animations. Like seriously. 30 minutes of it has purely been animations. And it's not even like there's like cut scenes or any of that. It's just purely animations. So I can understand, but I don't think they'll take it out at all because they don't believe in that. They're the same devs for Dokkan, and they won't even add a skip summon button to that game. Maybe they eventually will, but that game's like going into year 11. I told them face to face, I had a meeting with them at Bandai in like year 3 of the game. And I told them face to face, add a skip summon button. They did other things I suggested. I can't remember exactly what, I have to think about it. But I know at the time, like I remember looking back like a couple years later, like, oh, that was one of the things that I suggested. Anyway, but they never did that. And people have been asking for it since. And so like, yeah, they're not gonna do that here. And this is different because I don't know if this game has a skip summon button. I think they do. But they're not gonna do the skip animation thing here because it's different. It's literally the core gameplay. The core gameplay of this game is watching these animations. And because it's a gacha game, they need to design it in a way where they want you to continually log back in. So it's not like a different game, like for example Digimon, the new Digimon game, Time Changer. You can skip all the animations on your battles if you want to, but you still got a core, like, I don't know, 40-hour game there. So you get 30 hours, something like that, 40 hours, 30 hours game there, like, so you can afford to skip the animations. But for gacha games, so much of it is the beautiful animations of characters, especially in a turn-based gacha game, right? You got to think about it. And so if they let you blitz through this in 5 minutes because they turn these off, what reason do you have to log in for the rest of the week, basically? Aside from your own internal commitment to yourself to log in for your daily rewards or whatever, you know. And if they let you skip those also, like I said, then the game just becomes, it would look like Digimon Time Changer does on, what, 4x speed, where they skip all the animations. And what are you even doing at that point? You're just watching it skip animations. You know, I don't know, it's weird. It would be nice though if you did that. And you could just, this is making me tired. You can just put this in your pocket and just let it go, right? While you're not watching it or interacting with it. That would be a little bit different, right? But yeah, I don't think that'll ever come. And I say this, but watch the next update. Be like, here's skip animation. Yeah. You know what they could do? They could skip the ults. I'm acting like they're gonna skip everything, to be fair. Like, this is because I'm tired also. I'm on so little sleep because this move. I've been getting up every day at like 4 and going to sleep at like midnight, and that's just caught up to me after like 5 days. Anyway, I'm like living on monsters, and they last for like 3 hours, 4 hours, because I've got such a high caffeine tolerance because I'm always caffeinated or stimulated because I work out all the time. So I got to make it a point to cycle myself off of caffeine. Anyway, I'm going to go get a monster right now. But they last for about 3-4 hours. And whenever they fall off, I always get tired around this time because they fall off. And I typically take my first one at like 8 a.m. So, yeah, I need to stop. Anyway, they could just skip the ults. They could still show you these. And you know how I said that like 30 out of the 40 minutes has been animations? If they just pull the ults, they'd probably chop 10 minutes off. You'd still have 20 minutes of these combat skills and normal attacks. But you chop 10 minutes off. And for some people, that'd be cool. You know what it is? It's just, you just add the option, right? Just adding the option can't hurt. A lot of gacha games have, now that I think about this, a lot of gacha games I've seen do have an option to skip the ultimate attack. Like just to, because those are typically the flashy ones. Like, I mean, take Gen, for example, bro. He's like jumping off the ground, but it looks like he's jumping off Kaiju 1 because there's no actual Kaiju 1 there. Anyway, or this. Like, this is a whole, like, 15 seconds just of her doing all this. It's not really 15 on 2x, but anyway, you get my point. A lot of games do have that option. Okay, Sagan, nice. Did she do 6,002 damage to all three of them? It looked like the right one, the rightmost one had a little bit of different damage, but that's pretty funny if she did. I couldn't see it because my mic was in the way because I'm now leaning back in the chair. But yeah, it's pretty nice also on a side note that, like I said earlier, this Narumi is the best breaker in the game, but it's really nice that like they've been trying to make harder content, but they've not made anything. This is going back to my whole rant about like not needing anything specific in this game. They've not made anything that is like hard enough to where it's like, oh, you have to have this character, right? And at that point, that would freeze out all the other characters that are not said character, right? Unless they were a part of your main team. But that would freeze out your other characters. Eventually, like, these DPS characters and stuff will get power crept. But they've done a good job, I think, of balancing character strength. It's like there's a lot of like good, really good characters. Like I think most of the characters in this game are useful. At the bare minimum, they're usable, right? But I think they've done a good job of balancing the entire game, except for one thing. Hoshina, I have no clue what the hell they did there. It's like they accidentally gave him something and were like, screw it, whatever. It's already been in the game. It is what it is. Because it just doesn't make any sense. It like genuinely doesn't make any sense how he just consistently in these optimal scenarios does like 3 times the damage of the rest of the game. It just doesn't make any sense. Now again, I can explain it. He's got a decent attack stat. He's got a lot of buffs. He's got good modifiers. Like there's reasons for it. But it just doesn't make sense contextually, like with the rest of the game, right? And so I've seen some stages that I can't speak to these ones, but last time I used him was against Kaiju 10 on that one stage, and somebody told me they blew it up with Hoshina and didn't have any problems. So maybe I kept saying there's something wrong with this stage. It doesn't make any sense why Hoshina is struggling on this stage specifically. He didn't struggle anywhere else, but this specific stage, he's struggling. I kept saying it made no sense. He's got to be bugged. He's got to be bugged. So maybe they fixed that, but that was the only stage in the entire game he actually actively could not blow up. And it was because the side kaijus were so tanky that he couldn't, unless you just like aggroed them, it would be pretty hard to kill them off and get resonance quickly to blow up the rest of the stage quickly, right? So a lot of times your team would wind up losing a character or something like that. It was just really clunky. And by extension, because they were so tanky, and because it was one wave, you really had to have like a good team composition for it. It's almost like it was designed like for Kikuru to chop their defense off or something. Like I don't really know. Like it was just weird. But somebody told me they blew it up, so maybe they fixed that deficiency or problem, I guess. I don't know. Your video got 30 favorites on TikTok. Cool, thanks TikTok. I appreciate the email. If you're not following, make sure you do. Links down below. X as well. Chat with me on X. Appreciate you. 50 minutes in. Oh god, I knew it would be an hour-long video if I did all 15 stages. That's why I told the other guy last time. This time I did it. I knew it would be an hour-long video. If you're not following, if you watch this whole video, like I said, like at the 30-minute mark, you know. It's also, again, the easiest way to reach out to me. If you have any questions, need any help, have any concerns, anything like that. I have always been, and typically am, really good about like reading and replying to my comments. Not just on X, or Twitter, but also just here on YouTube. So several of you guys watching have probably at some point had a response from me, because, or at least a heart, because I'm really good about that, trying to engage with you guys as much as possible. What is this, Team 2? Yeah, this is Team 2. They're close to winning this, so. Okay. Pretty soon I'm gonna need to get a drink, man. Like, talking for an hour straight is like, I was talking about at the 30-minute mark, and I took like a 1-minute break from talking that. It was hard then, but at the hour mark, it starts to be difficult. Okay. And he's gonna get the break here. That's one of my favorite things about Hoshina, is that he himself does no damage, but as a result, he mega buffs the other character, so the other character he's with does more damage to make up for it. And also, if he happens to get a break, that mega buff character is going to be the one doing the follow-up. Dude, that's the hardest hit I've ever seen Isao do. And he didn't even crit. Anyway, like, that's one of my favorite things about Hoshina, is that, like, the other character can help make up for that deficiency. For this one, I'm going to let it run, but I got to go get something to drink, and I'll play 50. I'll play 50. Well, I mean, if I have to play, or 15, excuse me. If I have to play it, I'll play it. We'll see.
なすべきことは一つ。プラン変更だ。俺が指示する。ここは通さない。守り通す。邪魔だ。消えろ。続け。逃がしません。必ず討伐する。バッコ、よくやった。撃退する。まずいですね。やるぞバッコ。私も続こう。意識炸裂技。これは挨拶だ。突入。やるぞバッコ。片付けた。平気です。聞きません。必ず討伐する。攻撃継続。ゾウ様。邪魔だ。消えろ。見えた。錦山脈砲火。今日捕らえた。撃ち抜く。食い止める。この身をかけて。シールド展開。僕が相手だ。相手になら守り抜く。撃退する。今だバッコ。ファイヤー。やるぞバッコ。バッコ、よくやった。これは挨拶だ。デリバリーを受け取ってくれ。これはすごい。私が相手です。まとめて吹っ飛ばす。やるぞバッコ。必ず討伐する。攻撃継続。
They're still not done, huh? Okay.
叩き伏せる。
I was actually, when I was gone, I'm sure some of you guys watching probably thought this. When I was gone, I was like, oh, watch it freaking break. We have had a really good streak today. I must admit, we've had a really good streak today. So maybe it just didn't want to be at my old house, or maybe my computer needed a prolonged period of time off. I know that's not the fix because it did it at least once, or it did it once. But once in an hour, when most of the time it does it like 5 times in 20 minutes. That's not that bad, man. That's not that bad. I'm super paranoid because we've been recording for super long. And I just know that, like, I'm pretty sure I set everything up properly, right? But hopefully there's no, like, real problems or anything like that, visually or audio-wise. Frankly, I'm surprised the first team took so long. Those must have been really tanky enemies. Because I don't see why they took so long. I mean, I was gone for a solid few minutes. Or at least it felt like it. I had to run to my car and everything, so I was gone for a minute. That was a good hit. Did nearly 500 damage. Yeah, I think I need to go back. Like, kind of like one thing I do or don't do is I haven't gone back and min-maxed the unipart sets for a lot of my characters. When they got the 5 stars, I just kind of left it. So a lot of them have like 1 or 2 pieces that are not their optimal piece because it's never been a problem, right? It's never mattered. Because as long as they got the 5-star set effect, then that's the most important thing, and that's all I always say, right? So it has just never mattered, but I could go back and fix that. On my main characters like a Reno, then I have everything the right way. But a character like Isao, I don't. Like, I'm pretty sure he's got something on there that he doesn't need. Maybe he does, I don't know. But maybe he's got everything I mean, but maybe he doesn't. I would argue that he probably doesn't. I would assume. Hoshina and the other 4-star supports, I don't think even have full 5-star uniparts yet. I just kind of left them. They started dying at one point, so maybe I did fix it up. But you get my point. You get my point. I'd have to go through on a per character basis. And Reno's gonna break here. Thank you, Element. Was there more than one enemy? There was. 3. He didn't do any damage. They must be pretty tanky now. That crit did 2,000 damage, my goat Hoshina, man. Yeah, they clearly are very tanky now, which is why it took so long in that last one. I'll actually play the last one, the literal last stage. Yeah, we're actually getting pressured here. We're not doing enough damage, and they hit us for like 500. Narumi follow up? Wait, what? No break. Oh, it's a shot type. I thought it was a physical plate. Oh, Reno once again. This is kind of a loop. Reno with Hoshina is pretty great at getting the follow-ups. It's kind of a loop. Because if you can get Hoshina to his ultimate faster, he can help Reno get to his next ultimate faster. It's kind of a loop. I like it. But it only works that way if one of them is getting the follow-up. Specifically Reno. And they're starting to do some damage now. They're starting to do some damage now. I mean, not enough, but some. I'm curious if Hoshina blows this stage up too. And by blow it up, I mean he may do like 120 damage instead of like Narumi's 50 right there, or whatever Narumi just did, right? Like that's the main difference. He may not hit the 300s anymore because he's not over leveled in terms of the enemy, but he's still just doing more damage. All right, I know there's something here. Ah, this is what they did. Okay, so they went double boss kaiju. Tolieptus. Tolipitus. I don't know. Oh, it's this. These are just like his arms or whatever, right? Yeah, shoulders. Yeah, okay. But there's an ice requirement here. Ice shot slash. There's a lot. Yeesh, this screams use Narumi. Holy crap, this is Narumi. This screams use 2 Narumis. But this isn't going to be hard, though. You don't need 2 Narumis. It just screams use 2 Narumis. This is not going to be hard. The only thing that would hold you back is needing to break 2 ice plates. But even that's not that bad. The one caveat is you need to be able to burst the boss down quickly after that. Like, you can't let him regen and then need to break him like 3 times. Like, that's where you get screwed. Does this team have the ability to do that? I'm not 100%. Let's go. I don't know. And the only reason, I'm pretty sure they do. Because if this team can't do it, then like they're damn near nothing can. The only reason I was wondering about that was because, you know, the tankiness of these new enemies now. Let's go Chista. Benny Barrio. Well, that's not Benny Barrio. My bad. We need to focus with Sagan here. Her other move is nice, but we need to get the blunts. That's right. Yeah, Kikaru is also better for this. Kikaru is just a far more efficient and better blunt breaker specifically, just in general, because she does blast attacks, which she's also going to be good here for those extra wings, right? The shoulders. By the way, Ashura is going to destroy this too. Yeah, Ashura is ridiculous. Very clearly ridiculous. And a lot of it's also just because she's a blast attacker, but also because she does all these extra hits. Does she still have that dumbass speed part on? I could have swore I took that off. Something has happened here. I could have swore I took that off. But a big reason why, aside from the blast attack, Kikaru is just a better blunt attacker specifically. Not better character, but blunt attacker specifically is because Sagan kind of needs to use her combat skill. She's like losing value actively by just using her normal attack, but I need her to use the normal right now. But look, we're behind schedule because you've got three plates here. Now, I could get Narumi going. No, that's old Narumi. Never mind. So, yeah. Yeah, ooh, 600? Eesh. Eesh. And it's an AoE attack. So this stage does not like Sagan. This is a tough stage for Sagan to solo by herself. This is actually a really tough stage for Sagan. You may, like, okay, this is a Kikaru stage, quite literally. I'm not going to lie to you, because she starts with the ultimate. She's just faster in general, like, getting to what she wants to do. This is a Kikaru stage. But you can do it with Sagan, but you will need double blunts, I think. Yeesh, man. Yeah, this is not a Sagan stage. You could also do this with Isao, because Isao would be more reliable as a protector. Like, that is Sagan's biggest weakness, is that she cannot protect her allies worth a damn. She can do, like, look at herself. She can do herself fine, but she can't protect anybody else. That is by far her biggest weakness. It's like the one weakness she actually has, unless you're going to consider her low damage output. Like, using this here is irrelevant. I'm going to just back out. So it's not that she's not great. This is just a very bad matchup for her stage-wise. That's just a terrible stage for her, unless you go double blunt, like I was saying. And for the record, you could go blunt shot with KG. You could do that. You could do that, for the record. This is a Kikaru stage, like I keep saying. Ashura is going to blow this up. Or new Narumi could blow this up. Do I just switch the Narumis? Is that the fix? Yeah, let's try that without switching the entire team up. Because those are on the left as well. It would be more problematic if they were on the far right. So new Narumi can destroy those pretty easily. Because they'll be the last one standing like you saw there a second ago. Again, for the record, like I said, you don't need new Narumi. You don't need Sagan. You probably just need 2 blunt characters. Like, quite literally, 2 blunt characters. Didn't he have a mechanic for those shoulder pieces as well? There was something, I remember. Oh, the game broke when I pressed that button. Hello? Why? For what reason? Okay. All right. I was like, bro, you okay? I just wanted to see if, he had something. I could have swore there was a skill that... Huh. I don't know. Okay. Maybe it's just that they regenerate. Maybe that's it. I will open with this time. It's not going to really make that big of a difference for the record. I did fix the foot part like I thought. Maybe I just was crazy last round and just not paying good enough attention because it just looked weird. Pushing Bako's turn meter up is so stupid. Giving him 50% action order is crazy. Yeah, if you use the single target attack, she's fine. But if you use that other crap, she's gonna get exposed. If he uses the single target, then we're good. Okay, Narumi's gonna get his ultimate and pop this. You know what's happening with Ashiro is her pushing Bako up is ruining the turn order. It's not a problem though. Unless there was an Ashiro attack that I also missed just now in this fight. I don't think so though. Okay, so we got that. Oh, does she? I have never tried this. If the Bako attacks can trigger scene through, that is busted as all hell. I've never even considered that. Let's find out. Bako jumps the enemy's turn because the turn action order. Oh, no, he doesn't. It looked like he was. Unless the enemy just had a spontaneous move. Ugh. Let's see if it pops scene through. It does. Oh, that's broken. That's broken. Well, if that's the case, does Sagan's counters pop scene through? Can Sagan's counters trigger scene through? I never thought about that. Oh, that's stupid if they can too. Not stupid in a bad way. Like, that's really good. I never thought of that. All right, well, now I need my two captains to DPS the enemy down, burst him down. They should be fine. They're going to output a lot of damage here with all the buffs and stuff. They're going to... I think they've got this. I'm pretty sure they've got this before he takes a turn. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'll have to see if... I'll have to test that. If somebody could let me know, that'd be good. But I just never considered that. That makes both of them even better, in my opinion. They're not doing as much as I thought they would. And they're both one attack away from an ultimate, which is hilarious. They're both one attack away from an ultimate. Oh, did that fall off? Is that why? That sucks. I didn't track that. That might have fallen off because I didn't use the SP last time. I used the normal attack. That would do it. I might have screwed us over. That's my fault. If that's the case, that's my fault. But they've got this still regardless, unless he just blows up with AoEs. Which he just used an attack there. That wasn't one, so I imagine he won't. So I need to turn this off so Sagan uses her normal attack. She's got shield, so the AI should do that. Oh, well, she has no choice anyway, so okay, you're good. Oh, in this round, by the way, you know, I spent 2 minutes explaining how this is a bad matchup for Sagan. And tell me why in this fight, all he's mostly done is the single target attacks. He's quite literally only used the single. He did one AoE, right? One. All he did was hit Sagan. So if you get RNG like that, then you're fine. So I guess I have to amend the statement. Oh, man. That's too funny, dude. That just didn't happen, and it happens here now. Last time he did nothing but AoEs. Well, I might have spoke prematurely. We'll see. Maybe it's because destroying the shoulders. Is that what it is? I swear there's something with the shoulders. He's seen through, so. Goodbye. Yeah, Narumi blew this up. And that's the value of Narumi. Also, the value of... Wait, did Sagan pop any of those in there? Did she counter a second ago? Honestly, this video has gone too long. I'm a little bit out. I'm dejected now, if I'm being honest with you. But that's why it's a video. We can rewind it. So let me know. Because that seemed like it was a pretty fast 5 hits. So, yeah. But Narumi is... he's really good. He's really good. And like I said, if other stuff like that can trigger it, we don't have a lot of examples of that. I think these are the only 2 characters that do something like that, right? Where they get out of turn hits in. I think it's literally only those 2 girls. So that's interesting. Hello, Ugly. Welcome back. They're spamming this guy. He got his own stage. He got the story stage. He's here. He's in the other Fierce battle. They spam, bro. He's on stage 5 for some reason. They spam, bro, out of nowhere, dude. He's brand new. He's like a week and a half old. This is only my 2nd time ever playing this myself. It's only the 3rd time I've ever seen it. So he's going to absorb this attack. So I'll just throw that. Communicate. Okay, well, at least it'll let me jump back in, at least. Yeah, he's going to absorb that hit, so I'll just throw the normal. This will be a test of my new internet, too. How good it is at uploading this long-ass video. Okay, cool. He ate that, and now we're good. Because, in a bad way, because I'm in a room that doesn't have access to the router. I have to get them to drill a hole in and reschedule to do that, so. I was always Ethernetted in, so. All right. He doesn't have a physical plate, huh? Isau's kind of useless here, man. Aside from the shields, Isau is, and the damage dealt anyway, he's useless here. We didn't need blunt. The good thing is we're fine because Narumi can play double coverage. Warning, warning, he's going to do a big attack. Does he spontaneously mode change? No. He can't spontaneously do it. What does this one do? Hit hard? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's clean. Thank you for the shields, Isau the GOAT. Hello? Isau, hello. We need that slash hit. And we're good. We're going to get a break here. One, and here it is. Would have loved to have got it with Hoshina, but it's fine. He took off the mode change, huh? Interesting. What a useless follow-up. Bro does no damage. Oh, man. That's one of my favorite things about the new characters. A couple of new characters we got have had really good follow-up hits. They have high modifiers on them. They do a lot of damage. Let's bring the shields back to get the damage up again. I'll also get the SP low so we can get the crit rate up. I never actively use this. I always forget about it. Do you have the single target buff on? No, no buffs. What the hell? Okay, well, you're going to get a bunch of them here, and then you're going to get the ult buff. So have fun. Does he remove buffs or something? Like, how does my team have no buffs at all? That's interesting. Well, he just got a bunch of buffs, so. Wait, there were buffs. What was happening there? Bro, I'm so disoriented. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Wyvern, SW, Fox, speed, crit damage up. 46, 15, single target. Boom. Okay, let's see what we got, Reno. be honest, I'll let this go and just see what they can do. Oh, of course he didn't crit. He would have did like 45 with the crit. He would have did like 45 with the crit. That's not a lot, but we don't know the baseline for this stage. This stage probably has a very high baseline because it's pretty tanky. See, look, he crit on that and did 47. Come on. Come on. He would have did more than 45. Let me turn this off so I use a normal attack here. It's a shame that Reno is the first one up and he's going to eat the ice attack. I'll get that slash hit in. If he hits Narumi, I get my ult. Hit Narumi, please. Oh, it's everyone. Okay, cool. Yeesh. Reno. Isao, my goat. Isao was the one I was saying was useless, but look at that shield. His shield is worth more value than Reno's current HP. That's crazy. I was literally giving him grief, and he's extremely valuable to this fight. He's indispensable, Loki. That's great. That's ironic as hell. Oh, man. Let me do this before bro mode changes again. Get those plates broken. Just gonna leave him with one of each, which is only a couple turns from me. Extra action? Joke's on you. Isao's shield doesn't even come off. Oh my god, Isao is the GOAT. He's clearly the GOAT. He's clearly the GOAT. That's crazy. That is crazy. So we're gonna get a what's it called? We're gonna get a break with Narumi right before the enemy takes a turn. We've still got some shield. Get my ultimate. And we've won. Nice. And these are all launch characters, except for one. Except for one. So if you have to use Kota on this stage, frankly, even with all the things I mentioned earlier about changing around his setup, putting on the Uniparts for ultimate charge, which is like the ant set, I believe, the one that has a set effect for ult charge, speed boots, ult charge, armor. You don't use Isao, you use Akari Minase, use her combat skill on him every turn if possible. Get his ultimate as much as possible. Get it to follow up with him if you can. If you don't have Reno and you don't have the new Narumi, you have to use that strategy to beat this, because I don't think you can blow this up. Well, maybe Hoshina can. I have to try it. But if you don't have Hoshina, then you just probably aren't going to blow this up. But what happens is you're going to not, like, I barely did 12 rounds. Like, and this was just me, like, you're just not going to get the full round requirement, which means you're not going to get the final reward tier. So, I mean, you'd clear it, but you wouldn't get the final reward tier. So, I mean, that's kind of tricky, but at least you can clear it and come back later. It's here forever. Excuse me. It's here forever. It's here indefinitely, so that's nice. 3,000? They added 3,000 there? Dude, there's been so many added. Let me show you this. My notepad. Because I said I was going to track this. Oh, I can't pop it up. Okay, so let me do this now. London Fierce Battle 3,000 here. So in this update, there's a 3,000 from London Fierce Battle. There's the character story, which I haven't done, so I don't know the exact amount that's there. The character trials for Kaiju No 8 and Mina, that's only 50 each, but it's 100. So the limited Fierce Battle had 1,500. The maintenance had 1,500, by the way. I'll add that. The story chapter itself, I haven't cleared it yet. It should have about 1,500. There was a shop refresh. There's a first clear for Uniparts, the new stage for Uniparts, which is like 50 or whatever. And then the first clear for the Kaiju, the new Kaiju that we just fought. He has his own stage, so that's, again, like 50 or whatever. But ultimately, there's like... Again, with the shop refreshes too, and the login bonus, there's like 7 or 8 multis in this patch, huh? Something like that. Like, seriously, there's a lot of multis in this patch. This is a really generous patch. So, that's pretty great. That is pretty great. And then you grab these as well. Somebody's been asking me where the hell to get these. I'm like, dude, claim your rewards. And then they don't understand it. I don't understand why. It's like, just claim the rewards. Applying to the home. What happened now? Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about for the shop, I literally meant like the ticket refreshes in here. I've claimed them already. See these tickets and stuff in here. This all got refreshed. So this was a pretty good update. Like, seriously. I'm sure like most of these are all free, right? How many paid gems do I have? Let's find out. 500. And I've spent some of the other ones because it'll default by using the free ones first. And I went down to basically 0 when I summoned for Oshiro. So like this has been, that's at least 3 multis there. And then I've got tickets. All these tickets came from this patch. Relatively. I had a couple that were the stragglers. There's a couple more here. I haven't cleared the chapter event, which since I haven't cleared it, I haven't accounted for yet. So really good patch. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new. Oh, by the way, there's a new battle pass too. Yeah, that's right. This free track has some tickets, but I think they're just the game tickets, right? It looks like they're just the game tickets. So, not really all that important for most people. I mean, I think they'll update that shop at some point, so you should be saving the game tickets, by the way. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all later.